What's going on, guys? Jacob Orth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys today with an interview. We're going to be talking to a local small business owner, small entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Oh,
introduce yourself.
My name is Luke.
This is Luke. All right. So Luke has been in Vegas for 8 years now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we are coming to you right now sitting in the back of his van here. You see this equipment behind us because Luke has a business he runs where he washes cars, okay? His mobile car washing is what he does,
yep.
Right? Mobile car washing, detailing, that kind of stuff. This is something that a lot of you can do in Vegas or really anywhere across the country. But you could be a one-man shop doing this right here. You could expand and have employees and do that kind of thing. So for some people, it's a great way that they can make a full-time income doing it. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So Luke's been doing this for a while and he's making a full-time income from it. So let's start here with just how long have you been had this business?
Well, this one, I've been doing it off and on for about 21 years, but I've had this one right here for, I want to say, going on 2.5 years, 3 years now.
Okay. So, because you came here from Texas 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so came here from Texas around 2011.
Yeah.
And, so in between that time, you've had businesses, you've had, life events happen. So you had to get between being a business, having a job, between being, self-employed, being an employee, that kind of back and forth. But now you're full-time doing this.
Yeah. Love it.
I love it. Okay, good. So let's get into a little bit about, the work you do. Obviously, this is not sexy work. Okay, this is not something that people think of as being, maybe a cool job to have or a cool line of work to be in, because you're out here outside washing people's cars. Summertime when it's 110 plus degrees. You're out there on your own doing it.
There's nothing sexy about it.
Exactly.
Trust me, there's nothing sexy about all this.
but nonetheless, you've built up your clientele, right?
Yeah.
You get a few hundred customers.
I got about 385 customers.
Okay, and some people, that's between you working for people who they just have maybe their own car they want to get washed. Maybe they just have a sedan. Some might have a big pickup truck.
Yeah.
You also have business contracts where you wash a whole fleet of cars for companies.
Yes,
so what else, besides just the basic wash, what else do you wind up, usually doing that people order?
I do residential, I do commercial, but I also do RVs. I do boats, I do motorcycles, a lot of people's toys. So you can get a motorcycle and you want it clean, we take care of it and polish it and the whole 9 yards. But basically, we do everything. Everything.
And you guys will be able to contact Luke down below in the description. I'll say that now before I risk forgetting it later. So in the description, you can contact him. But
oh, do me a favor, guys. If you contact me, say that you saw me on this, and I'll give you a 20% discount on whatever purchases that you do, okay?
Yeah, tell them you saw him on the video here, okay?
Yeah,
exactly.
saw me on the video.
So you building up your clientele though here, I mean, for you, just said you're a one-man shop doing this whole thing. So you built your business really just what, word of mouth?
Yeah, actually word of mouth. I tried to do it by social media, and I don't know if I wasn't doing it right. I did it on Facebook, Instagram. I even paid a couple of companies to help me try to solicit. And it just didn't work for me. What really worked for me is people that would have me to their house or to their office, and they would see the work that I would do, and they would take pictures of it and send it to their friends, or if they'd ask me if I'd come over and do their friends and the other friends, and it just built like that. It took me about 2 years to get where I'm at right now. I stopped for a little bit and then I got back into it, and that's usually it takes about a year or two to grow your business, and that's what happened. So right now I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Cool. So in building this business though, like I said, I know you like it, you love doing it and that kind of thing. So what do you love? Let's get a little more specific. We'll talk about what you love about it, and then we'll talk about some stuff you don't like.
Boy, I got a lot of stuff I hate about it. No, I'm just playing. You know what? I love it because nobody can tell me what I'm worth. It's only me. I dictate and determine what my net worth is. If I want to get out there and bust my butt and put the work into it, it shows. If I'm lazy, it shows. And I have nobody to blame, no fingers to point. I have nobody that tells me, you know what, you've been doing good for so long, you're fired. When you're working for somebody, you're at their mercy. They can fire you, do whatever they want. I don't want that. And this is the reason why I love working for myself. I believe that when you work for yourself, you're following something that you've always wanted to do, and that's be your own boss. You like to be the boss in your house? It's the same as working your job. I love it. As far as bad things about it, being that you're the owner, you're responsible for everything. And if you're not very good at paperwork, or if you're not good keeping up with appointments or talking to people, you're gonna have a hard time. But I tell you, you know what, pros outweigh the cons, man. It's really a great thing to do. I just would say to anybody and everybody out there, if you do go into business for yourself, make sure it is something that you love to do. Because if you don't love to do it, you're not going to be any good at it. It takes, to me, I think it takes 10,000 hours to be good at what you do. To be able to say that you can do this at a professional level and give great customer service, I think you need about 10,000 hours of doing something. And you're not going to get it right away. I don't care what business you open up, you're not going to be successful as soon as you open it up. It just doesn't happen that way. That's a small percent. Maybe out of 100 people, maybe 2% are successful coming out the gate. You got to build your clientele. You got to let people know that you're reliable, dependable, and that you do quality work. Me, I give everybody guarantees. If I do your car, I'm gonna make sure you're happy. If it's not, I'm gonna do it again. So I don't know. It's hot.
Yeah.
During the summertime, you would think I would get skinnier because I'm out in the heat for like 8 hours. But I got fatter. I don't know what that's about. And I really don't eat that much. I think it's all the fluid. You know, beer and stuff like that swells you up. But the elements can mess you up. Whether it's going to rain. When it gets colder, it's harder to get clientele. Especially in this business right here. You got to save your money. And the reason why is because you're going to have your busy months and then you're going to have your slow months. And if you don't have money to fall back on and you're really slow, it's going to hurt you. But I love it. I love the people that I meet, like my man right here. But you really get to meet good people and enjoy yourself. There's nothing in the world of like having freedom. And I would say that's the main thing, freedom. It's not really so much the money that you're going to make, because you might not make a bunch. You might make enough to get by or to take care of yourself. But it's the idea of having freedom to do what you want to do. Take a trip, spend more time with your family. It's just, to me, I think that's what America should be striving for, and not corporate jobs, working for yourself.
And but one of the things, we talked about before off camera that, you're not always so fond of, is like you said, of course, you as the owner, a lot of people don't realize you have to be responsible for everything.
Everything. Don't mess up on your taxes. Get locked up, won't let me. I'm telling you, don't mess up on your taxes. The biggest problem that I had first starting out is I'm not a very educated person. I barely got through high. I think they gave me a diploma just to get me out of school. But the point being is, it's hard because you got to keep up with all your paperwork. You got to keep up with all your receipts. There's so many different tax write-offs. Like, I run a business out of my home, so I get a tax write-off for that. But these are things that you got to know going into it. You got to know about your insurance. You got to know about liabilities when you're working on people's vehicles. The whole line. There's so many things that you got to look at that you're responsible for. You can be sued. You got to protect yourself.
Get a tax professional.
Yes.
Get an accountant to help you.
I would seriously say, starting out the gates, make sure you have somebody that you trust doing your taxes. Because if you try to do them yourself, you're going to be like me and saying, hold on, I didn't mess up that bad. I didn't mess up that bad. Come on now. Let me out. But I would just say be careful. That's it.
And then for you doing this, and wanting to have your own freedom, this is something that, you might think that somebody in their 20s or 30s is going to be out there doing this kind of physical labor, doing this kind of work. But this is part of the story though, because
I'm an old man. I'll give you a quick lesson. I'm not in my 40s. I'm past that. I got 9 kids. I got 4 grandkids. My oldest son is 32. Okay, there. Let you do the math on that.
But you started this a couple of years ago, and you're doing it, and you're making a full-time income doing this.
Yes. It's because I'm dedicated. Somebody told me something a long time ago, and I believe in it 100%, that if you want something, you'll go after it. If you don't, you won't. There's 2 people in this world, and they're both right. A person that says he can and a person that says he can't. You just got to choose what person you are. And, man, I'm a worker. I've always been a worker, and I look at it this way. A lot of years I busted my butt to make other people successful in money, and I didn't get very much out of it. So now that I'm working for myself, Man, I'm finna work hard. I don't care if I have a stroke. I'm still gonna be washing the car.
So let's talk about how you were getting started and some of the logistics of doing that in this business, okay? Because for you, you said it cost you, this is off camera, you told me, it cost about $6,000 for you to get this whole thing up and running, right?
Cost about $6,000 to get it going.
So you got a good deal on the van, you said, from a gentleman who's a veteran.
Yes, sir.
So he gave you a good deal on the van.
Yeah.
And then between the rest of the equipment and having to register the business and stuff like that, about $6,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, so for you, it wasn't a big issue to get $6,000.
It wasn't really a big issue. It was just the fact of knowing that I had done it before and I had been successful doing it. So I took that leap. For some people, they're scared to take that leap because they've always worked for somebody. I would say if you've always worked for somebody and you want to take that leap, go for it. When you when you feel to the point where you're uncomfortable or you are scared, that's when you need to take it, because usually that's when change happens. Change usually happens when you're uncomfortable. It doesn't happen when you're relaxed and all fine. And success usually comes whenever you're uncomfortable and you feel you can't handle it and you feel you're overwhelmed. And that's what happened to me. My first year, I was like, man, I'm losing my mind. And the second year, I was like, wow, this is good. It's getting back to what it used to be. So like I've done this for 21 years, so I knew that I could be successful in it. But for you who have never done a business yourself, then do your homework, look into it, research what you need to do. Make sure you're licensed. Don't go around without a license. Don't go around without insurance. Make sure you have insurance on your business and protect yourself, because this is how you take care of yourself and your family. Make sure that you get good equipment and that you maintain it and take care of it.
But I mean, really though, for a lot of people, I mean, for starting a business that can, you know, give you a full-time income where you have a lot of control over the amount of hours you want to work and that kind of thing, $6,000 is not a huge.
No, it's really not.
You don't have a building that you have to operate. You don't need anything like that.
I don't have to pay a lease for any property. I don't have a brick and mortar spot. I would tell you this, me putting up $6,000 to get a business started that generates enough money for me to work for myself and take vacations and do what I want, is a small price to pay. It really is.
Now, one of the things about the work you do right now, though, is because you're a one-man shop doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So when you have, you know, customers who need help and things like that, or, you know, customers that have appointments, I mean, you're the one who has to go out and do it.
That's right.
Now, so that's for you kind of like one of the drawbacks at the moment is, you know, you have to do it all on your own.
Yeah.
But you've had, let's talk about this, because you guys, my friends, love just the stories of employees. So talk about, you know, employees you've had to work with, because you've had business deal go bad in the past.
Yeah.
You've had, you know, employee issues, because it's, so basically let's talk about how it's not always been a smooth sailing for you.
You're never going to satisfy every customer. 100%, it's impossible. Everybody is different, and there are some people that are more pickier than others, and some people that just love to fight. And no matter what you do, no matter what you try, no matter how nice you are, you're just not going to satisfy everybody, but you got to keep your composure and you got to be professional. Doesn't matter how mad they make you. And as far as employees, you're going to deal with employees that are wishy-washy. You're going to deal with employees that don't show up to work. You're going to deal with employees that steal from you. You're going to deal with employees that come to work, but they're really not working. Doing detailing outside is really hard to get people to work, which is because it's so hot. If it's 110 degrees outside, it's 120 inside the car. And you don't have very many people that can handle that kind of heat for 7 hours, 8 hours, working in an environment like that. You just don't. I've had a few good workers that, you know, they didn't last, but, you know, they tried. And then I had some that were just, I wish I would have never met. Yeah. You know, mostly guys don't last very long. I had 2 girls that did outstanding. Guys, step it up. You got girls doing better. Come on, man.
And speaking of guys, you know, so talking, you know, bad business in the past, you had a guy you were starting a business with before you're supposed to partner on something. You put up money for it. He flaked out. Never put up his money, and that was.
And he was wanted by the IRS. So if you ever decide you're going to go into business with somebody, make sure you do a thorough check on them and make sure you know who you're going into business with. Because if not, it can really cost you everything. You can lose everything, and that's not nice. That's not good. It's really not.
So with all the, you know, the issues you had in the past with people you've dealt with and stuff like that, you know, so for you, what you're doing right now here with washing cars and that kind of thing, you know, what are your future plans? You planning to get a couple of employees to start doing stuff
Well,
work too, so you can get some more time off, or
yeah,
you like doing so much of the work yourself right now still, or?
well, I until I have a stroke, I'll probably be still doing this. I'll probably be 95 years old washing your car, and I might be gassy and drink a beer while I'm working, but I got you. No, I want to work on building stuff that has residual income. This is not residual income. You work, you make the money. You don't work, you don't make any money. So at my age, I got to have something that's coming in that I know I can fall back on. So my plans are putting stuff together that other people can work, and I can get a draw from that, and get money from that, and not have to do anything. And that's my goal. I plan on putting a couple of other vans together and having some other people work for me, and being under the name TAZ Detailing.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of the big reasons I wanted to have Luke come on here and be on the channel to talk about this, because he's the small business owner here in town. So small business owner, he's doing it all himself. He's a one-man shop. He's got a full-time income doing it. He's had bad business partners in the past. He's had other life events take place in the past. Having 9 kids occupies some of your time.
Man, Doug, but you know what? It was fun. I ain't gonna lie.
But also too, some of you may be 22 watching this, some of you may be 62 watching this, right?
You still do it.
So exactly. So with all this past experience with good and bad and things like that, employee issues and all that kind of thing, still gentleman who's over his 40s, he's past his 40s, still working, still making a good income, doing it as an entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. I just wanted to show you guys that there's opportunity, not necessarily working online like I do, but just doing something like this where you're a one-person shop doing it all. So
I ain't got no neck. My grandkids said I look like a Mr. Potato Head, and they're right, I do. I ain't got no
is that
neck.
your closing statement?
No. Sorry about that. Man, you know what? I would say I'm very thankful to Jacob here for putting me on and giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. I've watched all his videos on YouTube. They're amazing. He addresses almost every issue and every situation you can think of here in Vegas. And it doesn't get any better when it comes to addressing situations and being a true Vegas person. And that's what Jacob is here. Well, so I'm thankful for putting me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.
And to all y'all out there that want to start your own business, don't be scared. Go for it, man. What do you have to lose? Life is short, and time is going by quick. So, man, don't be scared. Don't let fear stop you from doing anything. And if you ain't got the money, look for investors. You got people out there looking to help people start businesses all the time. Now they're gonna want a percentage, but don't be scared, man. You got this. Mm-hmm. I believe in you.
See?
See?
Good closing words from Luke here. So, guys, this was pretty good.
Man, that hamburger made me gassy. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
People gonna be sitting in me. That guy on there was retarded. Don't put him on there no more.
Oh my gosh. All right, I did not expect this in the interview. I knew you were goofy, man, but geez. Oh, okay. All right, so with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching the video, watching this channel. I'm thankful for Luke coming on here, getting to share his story. I just figured it was something that, a lot of you might enjoy hearing and that kind of thing, because a lot of you plan to come here to Las Vegas, or you live here now and you want to go down the entrepreneurial path. I encourage you to do so. I know Luke encourages you to do so. So with that being said, guys, we're going to sign off from the video here. Thank you again for watching. I am Jacob. This is Luke.
Hey.
And this is My Life in Vegas.
Cool. Hey, thanks, man. That was fun.